What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here, and I had to do this summary video after a 6-hour stream in FC25 Champs today. Early morning for me. It was all different times for the people viewing, and they got what turned into a negative experience. Now, did I know it was going to be like that from the start? Absolutely not. But you are what your opponents give you, right? And the people who play football games know what I'm talking about. You could go in and have a great gaming session with a ton of good games, and you might not even win a lot of them. You could even lose close games the whole time and have it be a great session. You're in a great mood because you got to play great football. It's not about the wins. It's about playing football. And in this case, with this squad, essentially a throw-together squad, I wouldn't even call it RTG. It's on a brand new account, and the whole purpose from the start has been a Road to FC26 theme where we are constantly working on improving for the next iteration of the game, with the goal of getting better than we have been, not just coming in and repetitively being at the same level, struggling in the same areas, making the same mistakes. We want to improve, which is why I threw together these custom tactics. I didn't want to play the meta. I didn't want to make it easy. I wanted to make it hard on myself. I wanted to challenge myself. That's why I didn't go out and just get all of the best players right off the bat and try to compete by parking the bus or using any of the type of nonsense my opponents used throughout the entire stream. I want to improve. So the problem isn't that my opponents had full meta teams, which most all of them did. I knew that was going to happen, and that's actually a good thing. It's a challenge. The problem isn't that I didn't win every single game. I knew that was coming the whole time. I've spoken about it. That's going to happen when you're working on improving, when you're challenging yourself. What I have a problem with is nobody actually plays football. Less than ever can you turn on a football game and actually play football. It's rat after rat after rat that's either, in FC's case, I guess, addicted to winning, addicted to the reward so much that they would sacrifice playing the actual simulation of the game they're playing, right? They would rather win and play nonsense with shortcuts, with wasting time after they go up. All this nonsense you're going to see, just purposely throwing the ball away just so they could tackle it back and get an easier goal because they don't have the skill to properly build up, packing the back, parking the bus, whatever you want to call it, to avoid getting goals scored on them because they don't know how to actually defend. I mean, nonsense after nonsense after nonsense is what you deal with now. And it's not just FC. As you've seen, it's in eFootball and UFL. And it's just a case where all three games are bad because of a combination of players doing what I'm showcasing here, right? Taking shortcuts, doing all this nonsense to win instead of playing football, as well as the development companies failing on stopping a lot of this stuff, which they could do, and putting in nonsense such as eFootball to help these type of low-level, low-skill losers. Literally, the only difference between FC and eFootball as well as UFL is that FC is starting to take out things that help these ratty players, that help these low-skill players compete, as opposed to eFootball, who actually added a feature called Smart Assist where the AI makes the decisions for these players. So they purposely add this to help these players have shortcuts so they still play the game, still spend money. In UFL, I don't know if it's that Strikers, the development company, isn't able to take out the glitches that help these low-skill, low-level players, or they just don't want to remove these glitches because they have several glitches that aren't supposed to be in the game that help these low-skill, ratty players compete. And so both eFootball and UFL have things that keep these rats going in their games, whereas FC seems to be making progress on removing the things that keep these rats in the game. So even though that's the case, it's still frustrating as ever because you're still playing a bunch of players that don't even play football, that don't try to play football, that take every shortcut they can. So yes, FC is the best game, but because of a toxic player base and also the bad servers, there is so much lag in this game. It is so inconsistent. You'll have a good game, a good half, a good 10 minutes, and then nonsense lag that makes every command delayed to the point where it's hard to compete. Now, there's a mix of opinions on whether it's player caused or bad servers or a mixture of both, where players are purposely lag spiking, as they call it, and there's others that say FC just has terrible servers that are inconsistent. Whichever way, it's still another nonsense thing that you have to deal with FC. So I don't want to overshadow that, because a lot of content creators fail to bring that up, and it is a huge issue. So if you're an eFootball player or a UFL player that's sick of how things are going over there, you have to know you are most likely going to have to deal with terrible servers. Maybe you're lucky and you're in a great area and you don't, but most likely, based on looking at all the people's feedback, if you go around on different social media, on different threads, you can see a vast majority of people deal with this. So whether it's rats causing this, such as this Cuckoo Marcel I, whose name I put up on the screen so you can be aware of this player, because he is the epitome of the player I am talking about, taking every shortcut, doing every nonsense thing but playing football to try to just win the game. Like literally wasting his life away playing a football simulator just to not play football. So he is a player that if you play against and he goes up, he will waste time. He is a player that will go in and try to destroy the game for everybody just so he can get a win. And that's what's fun for him, because he said so. He said he has his son right there, and that's how they have fun. I mean, this is the type of losers you have in this game. And obviously it's pathetic. I mean, they are the ultimate ones taking the L, right? We all know that. But for all of us who love football, who put time into these games, and who want to actually play the game of football, these players ruin it, and there has to be an answer. There's no doubt that a company as rich, as powerful as EA Sports can come up with something to deter these rats, these type of players, from wanting to play this game, from being able to ruin the game. And it's just another case of needing to spread this and try to get some kind of answer. And if EA Sports sees that enough players are fed up, as we've seen throughout FC25, they will make changes. They will make updates to help different issues to keep players playing their game, which keeps them making money. So let me know in the comments section what you think about these players, what you think could be done, if you have any suggestions on how to deter them or get them exterminated from FCs in the future. And let me know what you think about the lag, the server delay, the command delay, whatever you want to call it, that seems to also infest the game. Is this player driven? Is this just EA Sports being lazy and not fixing their servers? I constantly see threads about this, conversations about this, but never does EA Sports talk about this. A lot of content creators don't talk about this, and it blows my mind, because it is one of the major issues that holds this game back. Even with all the fixes that have brought FC25 out of the gutter, this is a lingering issue that makes the game extremely frustrating. This, along with the toxic, low-level, low-skill player base that doesn't play football. If you get those two things eradicated, FC will be so much better. So let me know if you have a take on either of these things. And as always, keep grinding, keep having fun. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.